Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I think while people are greeting, we're going to start the program shortly. Okay, good morning. Good morning all. It's been a while since I've had so many cameras facing me. Maybe reflecting on my acting days. No, I'm just kidding. Well, good morning and welcome to our special event. And today it's really about enforcing and re-establishing and encouragement in our relationship with Zimbabwe and the Ministry of ICT. It is our pleasure to be here with you and just to share the stage again with you. You know, we've been here for, I think, 3 times over the last 3 months, which is quite an achievement. In fact, the last time we were here, Maurice wanted to buy some property. But before I start, I'd like to just welcome our distinguished guests, Honorable Minister. Thank you for joining us, Ambassador Rashid, Ambassador Chris. Thank you everyone that's joining us, dignitaries. This is our pleasure to host you here today. And it's not just YAHSAT that's hosting, it's the Ministry of ICT, as well as our partner SATCOM that's hosting us today. So thank you once again for joining us. We're not going to have a long program. This is not going to be about just speeches and presentations. This is really celebrating our partnership together. It's celebrating YAHSAT, the Ministry of ICT, and as well as SATCOM. Our partnership together as we launch with SATCOM. So, for those that don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Denver Bartman. I am, as you can probably figure out today, I am the MC. And let me start by saying this is not my day job, so don't be too judgy. So this is not my day job, I'm not paid to do this. I've had the fortunate privilege of working with YAHSAT for the last 15 years. And because my leadership are here, I'm obliged to say that I love my job and I love my boss. Increase bonus loan. Sorry, that was supposed to be a thought. Distinguished guests, friends, partners, colleagues, welcome. Again, you know, we love coming here. And this is an exciting journey for us. Zimbabwe is an exciting journey for us as YAHSAT. It's not new to us. We launched our services here in 2018, but this is another milestone for us. This is, you know, where we're heading to, and it further strengthens our partnership together. Today, we're just going to be highlighting some of the technologies that we have at YAHSAT, some of the technologies that we will be displaying. Although we have a host of technologies, we don't want to bore you for the rest of the day. But there's 2 particular things that we really would like to highlight. Now, yes, we offer a diverse range of products, diverse range of solutions. We have an expanding coverage, an expanding fleet, and an expanding portfolio. And this is to make sure that together we can serve the whole of Zimbabwe and the rest of the regions we offer. But I'm not going to take too much of the limelight today, at least I'm going to try not to. And I'm going to let the others outshine me, so I won't take over Suleiman's speech. But just to run through, there was an agenda. We are mixing things up a little bit. So, and there is lunch being served, so that's important, I know. But what we are going to do is just present some things. Present some things. You can see it's not my day job, so I have to get notes. As well as show you a live demonstration of some of the solutions. And what we're going to do is, we want this thing to be interactive. We would like for you afterwards to go and ask questions, to actually test what we are doing and what we are saying. So there will be a time for question and answers, but without any further ado, I'm going to welcome our Chief Commercial Officer for YAHSAT Group, CEO of Thuraya, CEO of Yakli, a man who wears many hats, Suleiman Holiday.
distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, honorable ministers, thank you very much for your time and good morning. Even Denver mentioned that I have a lot of positions, but I'm paid only one salary. I'm not paid for each position. So I want to really welcome you here today to the forum, the technical forum that we have today, where we want this to really be an interactive and knowledge-sharing forum, where we want to showcase the capabilities that we are bringing to Zimbabwe and to the country here. We are honored really to be considered as a partner to contribute to the growth of the economy and the development of people of Zimbabwe. As you all know, that YAHSAT is a well-known satellite operator in the satellite industry. We have been in this industry for many decades with a real focus on the African continent. The African continent have been a focus for YAHSAT with all the satellites that we have. We have 5 satellites today. We are operating them from Abu Dhabi and from Sharjah. These are 2 cities in UAE. And we have enough experience with the satellite communication in general, and specifically when we talk about broadband satellite services. What we want to deliver here to Zimbabwe is the latest technology that will help the economy of Zimbabwe to thrive, to develop, to provide the real infrastructure that is needed for any economy to thrive. And without connectivity and the right mean of communication, the development is really limited. So we want to be a partner in this development and in the next phase of the economy for Zimbabwe. With our partner, SATCOM Technologies, we are providing the service with the knowledge. So we looked into the need, and we looked into what this country will require in terms of infrastructure and in terms of what we can provide as a satellite operator, and to match it with the need in the ground. We know that each country has a unique requirement, and we worked with our partner to really tailor-make this solution, specifically working for Zimbabwe. We are expanding our capabilities in Africa, and one of our aims and missions since the establishment of YAHSAT and Harare is to connect the unconnected people, and that is to connect and have a really major role when it comes to bridging the digital divide. We are operating today as YACLIC in more than 28 countries. And in these countries in Africa, we have a strong relationship with the government, with the customers, being commercial or government, where we have been providing our services and always bringing the latest technology to these countries. We are planning to show you today our first hands-on experience of our e-learning and telemedicine solution, that we have selected carefully our partner in technology to provide this experience to you today and to see a live demo of what we can bring as capabilities. And I would like to thank our partners, Netflix, and also our SATCOM Technologies for making this possible. Embarking into the future, we have announced that as a company, we are merging with another company called Bayanat. So YAHSAT Group and Bayanat will form a new entity that will lead the AI space technology going forward. we will be in a unique position in the Middle East region and providing our services globally. We aim to bring these technologies of Space 42 that have geospatial capabilities as well to the country. And under the leadership of Your Excellency, I think these things are possible, and with your vision of how you want to improve the ICT sector within Zimbabwe, I think we will be extending the hand and we will be supporting that vision, and we will be the partner on ground to provide these services. I don't want to take a lot of your time. I'm really honored to be here among you all. This is my first visit to Zimbabwe, but it will not be the last, based on the interaction that we saw, based on the respect, based on the relationship that we are looking forward to have. I think it will not be the last visit, and I want this day to be a very successful day with a lot of interaction with the team. You can see we have some members in one of the schools in Zimbabwe, so we can talk to them, we can really have a direct interaction with them and really test the system live. Thank you very much for your time, and wish you a very successful day.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I did say up front that this is not my day job, but I must acknowledge that I did not acknowledge Permanent Secretary Dr. Chirume. So, apologies. I hope to make this up in the future. And this today. We are serving lunch today, so make sure you get a special day. But again, acknowledge it. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. I want to give this opportunity to the Honourable Minister and invite her up to come and say a few words. Thank you. Let's welcome her. Thank you. It's not my day job, thank you, Minister, because I'm getting very nervous. Oh, we have a good looking director coming in.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I think in the interest of time, I'll go straight into my small task, which is to introduce our guest of honor. Honorable Dr. Tatenda Anastasia Mavetera is Zimbabwe's Minister of ICT and Coastal Courier Services. She's a youthful, energetic Member of Parliament representing Achikomba West, a constituency in Marsh East province of Zimbabwe. Before being appointed a minister, Honorable Dr. Mavetera was a member of the Pan-African Parliament, where she was the first vice president for the Youth Caucus. In the beginning of the 9th Parliament, she was appointed Assistant Speaker, where she was chairing the Parliament in committees in the House. She's a very aggressive and passionate woman when it comes to youth and women issues in Zimbabwe. She initiated the Youth Caucus in the 9th Parliament in a bid to see youth issues being addressed. Furthermore, she was a member in the Budget and Justice committees. In the year 2021, in yet another political dimension, she initiated a movement dubbed Young Women for ET, which gave birth in to several other affiliates or movements under the 4ET banner. She holds an honors degree in management and marketing, a master's degree in strategic marketing. She's a strategic marketer and information communication expert who has been in the information communication and transport industry for the past 11 years. Honorable Dr. Tatenda Anastasia Imawetera was awarded a doctorate in human letters from the International Women's University for the contribution she has done to emancipate women, more importantly, young women in Zimbabwe. She is currently studying another doctorate in business leadership from the Midlands State University. Ladies and gentlemen, may you help me welcome our Honorable Dr. Anastasia Tatenda.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Definitely, thank you. Let me acknowledge your presence. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Beulah Chirume, from the Ministry of ICT. Unfortunately, she's not feeling well today, but she had to make sure that she comes to meet with you since you are a strategic partner to us. Let me also acknowledge the presence of all ministry officials which are here. Our directors, I'm sure we've got a couple of them which are here. But of course, representing the PS, was Director Mhlanga. Let me acknowledge you. Let me also acknowledge our Politburo member who is here, Ambassador Chris Muchangwa. We acknowledge you and thank you very much for coming. And let me also acknowledge the Group Chief Commercial Officer of YAHSAT, Mr. Sulaiman Al-Ali. Is that correct? Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Elmi Sad, we have met a couple of times and had a lot of conversations, which has also brought about the fruition of this very important meeting. Our Deputy Ambassador, let me acknowledge you. Thank you very much for coming, and we really acknowledge your presence. Let me also acknowledge team from SATCOM. Thank you very much and well done for the strategic partnership that you have. And of course, the representative of YAHSAT here in Zimbabwe, let me also acknowledge you. Distinguished speakers, guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Fourth Estate, let me acknowledge your presence to be here. It gives me great pleasure to be here at this auspicious event, which comes at an opportune time, where we have come here to also be able to sign in an MOU together with YAHSAT on finding out how we can best be able to digitalize Zimbabwe. His Excellency, our President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, has been very clear. He has said we need to digitalize Zimbabwe. And for us to be able to do that, we need to also foster on private-led development. And that is why you have seen us. We're very much forthcoming when it comes to private-led interventions, where you would come in to also be able to contribute towards the end goal of us achieving a digitalized Zimbabwe. Let me have a few quotes that I can bring about for us to be able to really unpack where we are coming from and where we need to go. Bill Gates said, changing the world, you can only be able to change it with technology. Barack Obama went on to say, the internet is not a luxury, but it is a necessity. Narendra Modi in India said, digital technology and internet are rapidly transforming the way we live and the way we work. As Zimbabwe, I'm here to tell you that the digital revolution is upon us, and we are not spared. We are supposed to make sure that we adopt unless we are going to catch a cold. And because of that, we are very much forthcoming to any initiatives that are going to shape the digital landscape of this country. Let me also hasten to say that we really believe that there are a lot of mechanisms that we need to put in place for us to be able to achieve a digitalized Zimbabwe. Our president has also said that we don't need to leave anyone and any place behind. I know you have come forth with initiatives that have got to do with telemedicine, that have got to do with e-learning, and a lot of other IoT solutions that you're bringing about. And all we are going to do as a ministry is to support and make sure that we embrace. We have got quite a number of reforms that we've put in place. I know I've spoken to you about the Digitalized Zimbabwe initiative that we are rolling across the whole country. And this Digitalized Zimbabwe is meant to make sure that we create the awareness about making sure that everyone is involved in this new digital order that we have. Artificial intelligence, what is it that we need to do? As much as we're coming up with a policy, but we're already in it. And we don't need to start saying we don't need to get involved in it, but all we need to do is for us to embrace so that at least we can be able to achieve a digitalized Zimbabwe. We need to build digital confidence in the people of Zimbabwe. We need also to make sure that we become objective about it. People need to have the requisite knowledge, and also they need to have the requisite infrastructure and indeed the skills. So it is upon us as a ministry. Today, as I was coming here, I had a meeting that I had with some directors from our ministry, where I was very much pushing them to say, we really need to have more people that we train digital skills. But as much as we can talk about digital skills, we also need to talk about the infrastructure. Where are we as a country? The last conversation that I had with you, I remember very well, with YAHSAT, we even talked about satellite technology, where we're saying as Zimbabwe, that's where we are embracing it. I also remember the last conversation I had with Ambassador Mchangwa. He was also speaking about that. And that means that in this room, we've got like-minded people who really want to see Zimbabwe get to where it's supposed to be. And we are not apologetic about it. This is where we need to go. We want you because of the interventions that you're going to bring to Zimbabwe, which we are going to support 250% if ever it exists. We are going to support any initiative that you are hoping to bring to Zimbabwe. And we believe that the use of IoT solutions, the use of artificial intelligence, is going to improve productivity in Zimbabwe. It's also going to make sure that we have an efficient government which provides great government services. And I believe this is where we're supposed to go. We need to also make sure that we promote ICT growth. We need to look at all the institutional frameworks that we need to put in place for us to be able to achieve this. And I remember very well, SATCOM, I spoke to you about this last week. We said, you are very knowledgeable. Whatever knowledge that you have, we want it to come to the ministry so that we are there to shape where we want to go. I really want to congratulate you for this great partnership. And this is exactly the trust that we have as government, whereby we believe that the private sector has to bring in all their thoughts into government so that we contribute towards national development. And on the same conversation that we had before we came here, I was speaking to the PS, where we're actually saying, looking at our key result areas, and we spoke about telemedicine, we spoke about e-learning. And because of that, I really want to tell you, I'm sure I spoke to you as well, about what we've already done as a country in terms of telemedicine. But we need to leapfrog, we need to make sure that at least we advance more, and we have got more advanced ways of us being able to make sure we deploy telemedicine in the country. And it's not only about that as well. Even for e-learning, I told you about the interactive boards. And then you went and you came to me and you said, we've got a great solution. So today I'm really waiting for that great solution that I'm sure after having this interaction, after you show us this great solution, we believe this is going to make Zimbabwe great. And I would really conclude by saying, I have spoken to the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, together with the Minister of Health, because of the solutions that you're going to bring forth here. For us, we believe we are there to also guide them technically. Or now we're supposed to make sure that they also deploy ICT issues in their various ministries. But we have got a whole of government approach in our way, and we believe that whatever solution we're also going to come up with, we'll be able to also advise them to be able to take it on board. But above all, I really want to thank you, and I believe all the deliberations that we're going to make today are going to also assist us in getting us where we want to go. We believe that Zimbabwe should also be a digital hub here in Africa. And that can only be done if we're very much willing for us to make sure that we have this great change, which we believe is the digital order that is upon us. And indeed, thank you very much for inviting us to come to this event. And I believe our technical team is also here. There are a lot of interactions that you need to be able to have with them. And I'm sure we are going to have very fruitful deliberations. And I'm very positive we are going to come out with something. In our culture, we have got a saying which says, you don't know what has made the pig become fat as much as it is. You know it? It's our Shona or our African idiom that we use, which means you don't know what will make Zimbabwe one of the greatest nations when you talk about the digital landscape. So I believe this can be one of the solutions that is going to make sure that we achieve that. Indeed, I thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Minister. I think after that inspiring speech, we might as well just close off and head to lunch. But we've got some important business to go through. And I'm not going to talk about how great YAHSAT is, because it's like my mother telling me what a great son I am. So, although she has 3 sons, I still believe I'm the best. But for those of you that don't know you, we can go through the slides later. It tells you about YAHSAT, who we are, what we've done, and kind of where we're heading to. But I feel like we really need to get to the meat of the program. We've presented this to the ministry before, our business lines, and I want to just stop over here and speak about the coverage. So yesterday the director visited us and wanted to see what's happening with future development, what's happening with coverage over Zimbabwe. And over here you can see the satellites that we have and the coverage, that we have over Zimbabwe. And what Suleiman was referring to earlier is that we are ever expanding. We have a new satellite that's launching in Q4 this year that's bringing more technology. Moise will talk a little bit more about that later. But it does excite us that we have products like Thuraya, like YaClick, that makes a difference and serves various sectors, whether it is health, mining, oil and gas. We're talking about 2 solutions, but it's not 2 companies, it's 1 company, whether it is the Thuraya solutions, which is our L-band, narrowband solutions, our mobility solutions, or it is YaClick, our fixed solutions. We believe we have solutions that will work for Zimbabwe. We've seen these in action, and we look forward to growing with you. But today, our journey is about Zimbabwe, what we're going to do with the e-learning and telemedicine. But I want to also say to you that we've been live the entire time. So the school class over there on the screen have been listening. The kids have been very obedient. We have one of our team members there. It looks like he's been teaching some classes. But so we want to show you already that this whole entire session has been live. You can see them in the class, and we can see them. They can hear us, and we'll engage with them a little bit later. But before we do that, I want to just jump into one of the e-learning solutions we have.
The shortage of primary and secondary education in rural and hard-to-reach areas has teachers' scarcity a determining factor. Notably, in the most distant communities, the situation is dramatic. Standard distance learning is a possible solution, but it does not include something fundamental to greater teaching efficiency: the presence of the teacher with the students. Besides, another essential component in the learning process is lacking: student socialization. which contributes to school performance and a greater sense of belonging to the community. A remarkable innovation offers a best solution to this problem: technology-mediated classroom teaching. It is possible to bring quality education to the most diverse parts of the country by using satellite, internet, specific equipment and structures, and specially designed software. Teacher-developed content backed by excellent technology resources produced by a team of specialists in media centers deployed exclusively for one region guarantees the highest quality. The combination of technologies IPTV and multicast allows real-time data transmission simultaneously to numerous reception points. In practice, the students can receive classroom content with the presence of a local teacher, interacting live with another expert teacher, supported by rich multimedia content, ensuring a pleasurable and exciting class. The results of this real educational revolution are growing and can be easily verified. In Brazil, the Education Media Center of Amazonas State has won international recognition and awards for its pioneering digital inclusion and innovation initiative. In the state of Pará, new education media centers bring this new concept of education to more and more students. Also, in Brazil, the states of Piauí and Bahia confirm the continual revolution of technology-mediated classroom teaching. The model has already benefited more than 1 million students in Brazil and will now be available to other countries. Technology-mediated classroom teaching, with its innovative methodology, represents a solution that can significantly contribute to improving the quality of conventional classroom teaching in rural or hard-to-reach areas around the globe.
Well, that's just a short clip of the solution that we have. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have two types of solutions. So you might ask why two, and it's like, why only settle for vanilla flavor when you can have choc chip, rocky road, or strawberry, you know. So we have two solutions within YAHSAT. One which is really based on our fixed satellite service, which is YAHClick, and then we'll show you the other one that we'll use with the YAHClick or the IP Plus on Thuraya's side, and Marius will take you through that. So, but a little bit about this solution is that we can have real-time interaction with the students. So they are listening to us, they are seeing us, and one of the challenges that most providers have is to have a quality video stream and to maintain a video stream. I can tell you this video stream has been running for more than an hour already. We've been engaging with them. Hello class, good morning. Can you hear me? So they can hear us clearly. Obviously, this is a classroom that is empty. There's a bit of an echo there, but they can hear. What we can do here is we can have an interactive chat with them. We can have real-time interactivity. We can have multimedia. We can stream videos onto this platform. We can create a studio, and all of this contributes to cost effectiveness. I mean, we believe that learning is important, and being able to not only have specialists within a city, specialist teachers, specialist educators, we can now have these educators, take that content across the country into the rural areas as well, to the underserved and unserved areas. So later on you will see them interact even with the telemedicine. So we've decided to keep the stream going to show you the constant link. Marius is going to take us through some of the telemedicine equipment and how that works. But on the e-learning thing, this is how it works. It just gives you a view of what the platform looks like. The teacher could be sitting at her home or at a desk or in an office. It connects to a remote school or multiple schools. In the school they'll have projectors, laptops, whatever, and this connection is made possible via satellite. And again, because of our coverage in Zimbabwe, we've got very good coverage in Zimbabwe, the country is covered, and we're bringing more coverage to the country. We're very confident about this, and as you can see, it working. The nice thing about this solution is there's multiple inputs we can do. We can play DVDs for the kids, we can link, we can do cameras, we can record, we can stream, and this is ongoing development. So this is not the be-all and end-all that we bring. This is development we've done with our partners. We've addressed a need, and they brought a need to us, and we've managed to work with them and develop this. Now, we will show you how the whiteboard works like a little bit later, how that works. But the important thing is that we are here to work together with the ministry, work together with SATCOM and go, what are the unique needs to Zimbabwe, and how do we tailor-make our solutions to help you? Well, with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Marius, and he's going to take us through part 2 and the other version of our e-learning solutions. Thanks, Marius.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Marius Jennis. I'm the CTO and COO of NIFLink. We're based in South Africa, East London, and I've seen quite a bit of your country already because I drove here 2,500 kilometers to get here, and it's going to be 2,500 to drive back again. But it's wonderful, and we'll see a few other places as from tomorrow. So thank you very, very much for attending, and really I see that it is this day job thing. I'm from a technical background, so I unfortunately don't know all the protocols, so excuse me for that. But thank you very, very much for giving us the opportunity to be here. Now, when we look at NIFLink, the compression framework, and that is a really good thing that we have. And when we look at what is there on the screen, when we were talking about streaming, when we're talking about videos, making of videos and things like that, this is where NIFLink is actually coming in. And one of the things is we simplify the flow of data, enhancing the human experience. And the reason for that is, what have you seen on buffering? You know, you're on these low bandwidth connectivity, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting for things to happen, and it is just not happening. So what I'm going to do is just quickly play you a little video about our compression so that you know who we are, what we do, and we'll take it from there.
Do you think about the possibilities of data? We do.
Ones and zeros, bits and bytes. Data is not only an enabler, but an extension of what it means to be human today. You see, when data is stored, it has value, but when it moves, it becomes meaningful.
We simplify this flow of data for our clients within the education, healthcare, security, and media industries across the globe through our proprietary NIFLink compression framework.
Our framework is embedded within our customized end-to-end solutions and delivers lossless compression. Compression that sees no loss in quality while reducing sizes by up to 90%.
Experience superior quality compression across all your documents, including high-resolution images, as well as high-quality audio. Reduction in file sizes, not quality, that saves you money on data and storage costs.
Our framework can be deployed with your current infrastructure to increase output or decrease bandwidth needs without ever compromising on quality.
Solutions that eliminate data loss and supports fast transmission for all your conferencing and streaming needs.
Our solutions include hardware, software, and support where needed, and are custom built around your exact needs.
We plan, manage, and implement the entire process with you. NIFLIC, simplifying connections to enhance the human experience.
Now, one of the things that was a logical thing to do was to partner with Harare Zimbabwe on broadcasting and sending information across satellite. And one of the things, for instance, is this Harare IP Plus unit that is movable, portable, with Voyager as well that works with it. Very, very low band, 400K that you've got available for everything. And we most probably will take 100 of that and be able to stream the videos and all that, which makes it so more mobile and usable and everything that goes with that. So that was the logical step to take, and that is why we're here as well. And the things that we do education, we do our NIFLINK TAC, which is in the tactical field, CCTV, compressing of CCTV, being able to view CCTV across all connections anywhere in the world at very, very low bandwidth. Then our telemedicine that goes with that, and then our compression technology that we've taken out to allow you to compress your videos, compress your audio, compress your PDF documents and everything else. On that side, after this whole meeting is concluded, we will be here and we'll show you a lot more of that for the rest of the afternoon, because otherwise I'm actually going to occupy you for the whole of the day and I'm going to be in deep water. So the one thing that we concentrating obviously today is education, and we do a lot of education all over the world. We partner with a lot of companies in South Africa in the sense of we're a technology supplier also for Vodacom, MTN, Centec, and wonderful, we're now worldwide because of Harare and YAHSAT as well. And the big thing about education and distance learning is that people provide you with the most wonderful solutions, but they're bandwidth hungry. So it is good to have, for instance, telemedicine between Harare and Bulawayo, where there's maybe fiber or something like that. It works very well. But when you go into the deep rural areas where there's virtually no connectivity, then it becomes a problem. And that is where you need the e-learning. That is where you need to share your teachers. So you can have one teacher anywhere in your country, and they can teach to anybody else anywhere in the country, or for that matter in the world. And that is the important part. So you can have lessons recorded, the teachers can do it themselves. And one of the things that we try and do is teachers are very good at teaching. They're not technologists. They're not technical experts. So you must make it easy for them to be able to do that. And that is the important part that I'm just going to show you a little clip here and there today on that. And then we'll show you some of our streaming capabilities. And at the end of this session, we will actually do a live stream of a video, a full-on video from the school that you're seeing there to show you on how small bandwidth it can actually be used. And what you saw there was 384K needed for full HD. Full HD at 340K or 384K. But if we go down to 720 and that sort of thing, we can end up with only 100. Right. And also the reduction of the size of your videos. Your teacher produced a beautiful lesson, and that lesson is big. And now it becomes difficult to transport it, difficult to get it across, and your student that is actually watching it, they must pay for the data. And we can actually reduce all of that to make it a lot easier for you. And here I'm just going to show you quickly a e-learning use case that we're doing, that things that we've done in South Africa, and a company did this so that they can actually check and see that we're doing our job. You're talking is a bit loud.
The landscape of education is changing, right? And we have to look at 21st century learning and design.
South Africa has one of the most unequal school systems in the world. By partnering with the Department of Basic Education and some of South Africa's largest mobile networks, our e-learning solutions have made distance learning a reality in areas where data costs and connection speeds restrict educational access.
When it comes to data, it's not spending that much data. That is an opportunity for us, that is an advantage.
Our NIFLINK Teach solutions have been implemented in 250 broadcast centres, reaching over 2,500 schools, where we have delivered over 30,000 lessons to unlock the human potential in more than 1 million learners across the country.
We were fortunate to be provided with a smart interactive whiteboard by NIFLINK. We are now able to work smart as a school.
Our proprietary NIF data compression technology shrinks educational media and live streams for faster, more efficient data flow and also cost-effective archiving and retrieval content. NIF can compress files by up to 90% to deliver quality virtual education even over 3G or 2G networks.
Actually done is to actually shape the education focus. That innovation can happen anywhere. You can have contact with the teacher, even if the teacher is not physically close to you.
Our innovation team built custom solutions for fixed infrastructure and mobile units to serve the various needs across different provinces.
Teaching with technology in the class, it makes life very easy for both the teacher and the learners.
With our multi-screen interaction, these teachers can now create collaborative experiences in a smart classroom environment, wherever they are.
The benefits of using technology is that for sciences in particular, you are able to make your learners visualize the concepts that you are teaching.
Our NIFLINK Teach e-learning solutions have been successfully implemented at both national and local government level and through public-private partnerships.
In terms of support and the technical support, I mustn't lie, they've been out there just a call away to say, we've got this, and then they will come on board and assist us.
Our education technology goes the distance. NIFLINK Teach helps educational institutions across the globe create distance learning systems that make virtual classroom experiences more accessible for everyone.
So it's definitely a game changer.
NIFLINK, simplifying connections to enhance the human experience.
Right, and our telemedicine, we're going to show you a little bit more about our telemedicine as we go along. There's not going to be any videos or anything like that, so we'll rather show you how it works. And we do have a telemedicine kit at the school at the moment, and we'll talk it through and how that will work as we go along. And then, are we going to have questions and answers now, or we're going to do it afterwards?
We want to have the questions and answers now. We're a bit short of time, but Morris, if you can take us through on the board.
Okay. Now, when we look at our board, this board is developed by ourselves, and the important part with this is that we look into the classroom what is needed. Now, this is the small one. This is the 65-inch one. That's the only one that fitted in my trailer. So we normally do the 86. We can go up to 120 inches. That is the size of that. It's a huge, a really magnificent board as well. So we've got various sizes and various things that works with it. So currently, as you can see, we are running this through one of the laptops. But the moment I go out, I can actually now go to the internal workings of the board. And being educational, one of the things that we've seen that is very, very important, that we can also jump between Android and Windows, and you can use them simultaneously. So you can do one thing on the Android side and then get the result on the Windows side and vice versa. Very important, because a lot of the educational software and programs run in Android. So it's not an Android emulator, it's actually two full-on machines that's built into here. It's a 4K television set as well. So you've got all the multimedia that you need. It's got built-in cameras, built-in microphones, 8 microphones. It's got the speakers. So in an ordinary classroom, you can just use that. In a very big unit, we do put other additional speakers and things down, but this is a unit that you can use as is, and the 86 and the 105s and all of them are running on this with the same. And all you need to do is we go back, and we're back on the Windows side. Now sometimes I am a little bit too much of a hurry, so let's just look at the whiteboard. Here we've got a whiteboard facility, and you'll say that it is not a whiteboard. So if you go to tools, you can obviously go to settings, and you can go to background, and you can do all the different colors that you want to do, and lines and everything else. And even for the little ones, if you want to now have nice lessons for them, you can have your own backgrounds, your own colors and everything else. So let us just go back there for now, and then you'll see that you've got a set of tools here at the bottom. But you can change those tools, and one of the things that let's do, we're going to put the recording, right? We're going to say, let's put the recording, let's put the eraser in, and we can go to previous and next, and anything that we would like to put in, we can put in. You can create ebooks from here. You can do your whole multimedia thing, right? So if you want to show kids a video of something, it's the simplest thing to do. You just put it in and all that. So for now, afterwards we can go through a lot of detail, but let's just, for instance, look at the pen. You can choose your color, you can write, it's a multi-touch, and you'll see I'm using my fingers, right? Because the smart pens, yes, they're there, but a smart pen, this is not a smart pen, has got the tendency to fall on its tip. And, you know, it's a 900 Rand thing. So, yes, we can use that. For the short people, we never discriminate against anybody. you can do that as well. So, nice and full on. And what we can do now is, let's say, for instance, we want to record what we do, right? All we do is we go to recorder. This is set up already, but just to show you, we can go there and say, okay, let's have the camera showing the class or the teacher or that. We can look at and say, let's look what microphone are we using. We've got multiple microphones, multiple cameras and everything. We can just do it here. We can look at it, and all we do now, we say we're going to record the lesson, right? So in a normal circumstance, you click recorder, you say, I'm going to record the lesson, and now I'm going to record the lesson. Right. You can, for instance, have previews here. You can have multiple screens. Let's say make that 2. Take the pen, make that 2. Make that 3. You can have as many as you want, and then you can jump between them. Right? So if I want to go back there, I can. And even if you got the teacher's pet in the classroom, you can say to the teacher's pet in the classroom, come clean the board. Right? And you take and you clean the board. A normal board eraser works very, very nicely. Right. And so we try and keep it as simple as possible. Teachers are used to whiteboards. So get them to use a whiteboard first, and then they can use the other things. But when we look at it, for instance, let's say we want to open a file here. And we say, this is something that we've created. Do you want to save? Every time it asks you, do you want to save it? You can save it to the cloud, you can save it local, you can give it to the children, you can send it across, everything that you want to do. And now, what we do is, we can open this. And now, let's take an example. Here we've got a block, and we say, we need to teach people about edges, planes, surfaces, and that. Very, very difficult. But now you want to explain to them. How does it work? And all you do is, you do this. And you take that. And now you can move it around. Right? You can tilt it, you can spin it, you can do anything, and you can show them exactly how it works. Because the one thing, and you can take the solid out, so that they only see the lines and the numbers and things, so that they can relate to it. And that is the very important thing that you can do. And this the teacher does. It's not something that you have to pay somebody to do. And the lessons that teachers produce is the important part. You store all of those, you put it in an LMS, people can view it again, they can look at it back, and all of that. So everything that you can do with this. Right, so I'm not going to bore you too much with all the other things. Afterwards, we can look at a few things further on the whiteboard. Let's just go out now. One of the things that could be important for some people, let me just get to this. You see here, I think okay. One of the things that is important for people that can't write properly, like me. This is a test. That is a test. Right. And now what I can do, let me just take it a little bit that way.
This is a test.
And we don't discriminate against anybody.
This is a test.
Right. So you can have all of that, the pronunciation, get that right, and all those sort of things, at really very, very, very simple way. And, you know, I've got a whole lot of things here, but I'm looking at the time, and I know certain people need to go, so let's step off this a little bit. Again, do you want to save it? The one nice thing that I'm just mentioning to you now, that I'll show you later in the afternoon, PowerPoint presentations. You load PowerPoint presentations in here, you use it as normal, but you do all your notations on it. And then you can store it with notation. Right. And that is the important part too. So a teacher can produce the lesson, they can use Word, they can use whatever they want to. There's no proprietary software needed to do that. And then you can jump between the main screen and the other screens as well. So that is what you can do. The one thing that we totally forgot about was the recording. Now you see, I'm out of the whiteboard completely, but the recording is still there. So let us just stop that. We say we put this on the desktop. You can give it a name. Time-wise, we're not going to worry about that. There it is. We'll just use VLC or media player or anything. You can just see. Play.
We say we're going to record
There's your lesson. There's your lesson. All done and dusted. So while you're busy working, the nice part about this, you can use this whole system as is on your laptop. So a teacher can actually be sitting at home at night, presenting, preparing, and everything like that. During COVID, we did a lot of lessons like that, where people produced the lessons and it was then played back to the students, and they could see it in different places. So let me just close this for you. And then one of the nice things that we have is actually the I'm tapping too fast always. When I get excited, the tapping becomes too fast. But what happens is that on our RTMP, right, on our broadcasting system, at very, very low bandwidth, we can broadcast. And all we do is we create this here. You can set it up beforehand, right? And now you've got a streaming feature, you've got an inject feature, and a recording feature. So the moment you do a recording, you can also have notations and everything like that to write on the board. That whole screen on your laptop or on this, or on the case, I'll talk a little bit about the case just now. You can do all of this, right? And then create your lesson. And now if you want to play back that lesson, for instance, at a later stage, you can say, inject, this is a lesson from a teacher that was done. We put no delay, and you will see that there is the it happening. While you can carry on with your computer using it, you can also at the same time schedule the lessons on your laptop. One place 11 o'clock, one place 12 o'clock, one place 1 o'clock, and all of that. And all we need is, we need to have a link, and unfortunately, this is now small, but just to show you. There's everything on your cell phone at low bandwidth. We're going to play one of those back from the school afterwards that you can see. So anywhere you go, you can actually have this. And this is where, and you'll see, everything stays the same. There's no lagging in between video and audio or anything like that. It just plays it properly and nicely. And then if I'm finished with this, I can just go here and I can say I want to stop it. You can obviously also, while you do your lesson, you can have to show your camera. There's the camera in the corner. You can do all those sort of things as well. To have yourself, you can enlarge the camera view to the full screen if so needed, and everything else that goes with it. So that is, in short, on education. And we work together with everything else, and you'll see that in the telemedicine, we just got to use the other feature at the moment to do the VC part of it, even if we can do it outside of it. So we'll have questions and answers later on that. And now let's move back to start this machine so that we can still see the guys on the other side. Just before I go to them, this here is something that we developed ourselves. It's the only one in the world, really. It's a classroom in a box. So whatever you saw happening there, you can have in this box. Right? It's got a projector. You can link the projector wirelessly to your screen. To your screen there. Students can see all of that. The teacher can walk around with his keyboard and his trackpad through the class and manage everything. Or you'll see it is also touchscreen. The whole system is a touchscreen. You've got sound, you've got microphones, you've got everything in this box to allow you to do a full teaching throughout the day. Right, and that is quite important. And this system links to the IP Plus as well, seamlessly, so that if you're in an environment where there's nothing, this one has got 3G capabilities as well and everything is in, but linking it with an IP Plus or any one of the other satellite capabilities, you are quite good on that. Now we're moving to telemedicine. Now, when we look at telemedicine, I'm just going to move this across like that because it does make it a little bit difficult to see the little screen here. I talk too much, so it switched off. I think I completely switched it off here. But at the end, please feel free to come and have a look. Right, we've got two versions. We've got the doctor's case, which is that, with extra capabilities, and then you'll see that remotely, Sahid there has got the backpack. It comes in a case format too, but it's a backpack that you can put on your back, and you can walk into the areas there. He shows it to you. When you open it, all the telemetry and all the things are there. So it's so simple to test. And Sahid, I think, get started there for us and do a few tests. And what will happen now is you can either do it yourself or a healthcare worker can be on site and do the test. And for instance, things like this. This is a blood glucose meter, and it wirelessly will link from here to the board, right, to your tablet. So that makes it so easy that you don't have a lot of wires. The only wires that you will have, unfortunately, is ECG. But ECG wires on your body, onto the transceiver here on your body, and then the rest will be automatically done via Bluetooth. So the moment you get a test done, right, and he does anything, it will send it across. You don't have to retype. And that is a big thing, because otherwise you do things. So yet, I think just go in and you can explain to the people too what you're doing. He's on his tablet now. One very important thing is, if there's no connectivity, everything will be stored on the tablet. The moment you get into connectivity, it automatically just uploads everything. Right? So you don't have to even ask it to do that. It picks up the signal and it sends it. Go ahead, say it.
Yes, I'm going out to do it. I will try to take one of the people here to test on it.
He wants to use a student as a patient. And here you can do any telemetry, virtually anything. We can even put in an ultrasound, ECG, 12-lead ECG, urine testing, everything you can test. And what happens now, if he puts it onto the tablet, as he's doing at the moment, a person logs in, and then you test. If you're a patient, you can also have it on your own machine, right? You can log into the internet, and you can see it anywhere. And the nice part about it too is, it doesn't matter where you get tested. If you get tested now in Harare, tomorrow in Bulawayo, then at Big Falls, it keeps everything together in the actual medical database. That medical database is also, you have got the ability to link that to a current, maybe you've got current hospital management systems, then you can link that in there too. So all the telemetry that you collect here, you can do it over there. He's just quickly registering the patient. If he's got connectivity, which he has got now, the patient will be automatically registered on the system, on the database. And then once he's, if he didn't have any connectivity, it will still register the patient. And when there's connectivity, it checks to see, is the patient already on the system? Yes, I pen. If he's not on the system, I grade new. But it'll ask you all these questions then if things is a bit of a discrepancy. And because it's normally a one-on-one thing, the patient and the doctor will talk to each other, we've just exploded it a little bit so that you all can see and they all can see. So normally it's a little bit more closely, and you can work a little bit more concise.
So Marius, while they're busy there, just to let the audience know that, Marius will go into more detail a little bit later. You can have a hands-on experience. In fact, if you don't need to go and see your doctor, you can do this later, and we can give you your results live. But again, just to highlight that all of this is happening, the live stream that's happening, the video is happening over our YAHSAT technology. So that school has been connected. That site was installed yesterday, it was tested, it's running, and throughout this entire program we've been streaming live. They can hear us, we can hear them, so yeah.
And just to show you, just maybe to make it a little bit faster, we can actually just go onto the laptop. We can see things here. It will download it. The doctor will see it. At the moment, we haven't put in ECG because due to time constraints a little bit. But I'm tapping there. Sorry. I'm supposed to tap here. Right. This is actually here. Right, and there's a blood pressure and everything like that. You can now get a report, and just analyze it gets sent back. Once the doctors analyze everything and making sure that everything is right or not right, they can talk to each other, they can do notes.
What is your name?
You can initiate the video conference afterwards. And then what you get is, you tell the patient there on that side, listen, sorry, you need to come in because there's something really wrong with you. And that is the facility that you have. The doctor can see it on his case, right, if he's got a case, but if he hasn't got a case, if he's not testing and just analyzing, he can do it from his laptop, right, or from his tablet, or from his phone even if it gets to that point. Phone's a little bit small for some things to see, but you can do it. He can also go to the patient and say, listen, show me your tongue. I want to see your tongue so that I can look at the color of the tongue and everything like that. Or I want to look in your eyes. Here we've got endoscopes, otoscopes, and
So
that
it's
sort
all
of
additional,
fetal doctor,
and all the speakers and all that kind of stuff. But what we wanted to do is that the student
so this is just to give you an idea, and this was just sent out.
communicate both ways.
Just got sent.
Obviously, in a proper setup, having speakers set up and having the proper setup, it works. And again, whether you broadcasting, you can do this.
That is up to the medicine system.
Multicast, all that kind
Easy,
of stuff.
quick,
Yeah,
fast.
this is.
I mean, it takes you literally.
Maurice can go into a lot more detail about this.
Because you don't have to be the doctor, you just need to be doing the how to plug it on, how to put it on, that's it. Send it, the doctor takes care of the rest, sends it back, and
Well, thank you very much. I did say that we can call up Maurice. I'm going to ask Maurice if you can join us.
Thank you very much, Maurice.
Just to come in with a few comments.
Trust me,
we could keep you all day. We are not closing the event, but we're closing the session. You, the session, rather.
I think
you can go and engage with the technical guys. You can play with them, ask questions, and you can go a little bit more deeper. But the idea today was to just do a brief show.
okay. Do you want to just speak to Saeed, or let's get Saeed?
Saeed, can you hear me? Can you say hello?
SATCOM, thanks for gracing us with your presence. We appreciate
So he can hear us, clearly we can hear him. Obviously, the audio in this room is not set up. But but you can, if you're standing over here, you can hear him clearly. So since you're in the classroom, can you give us the Pythagoras theory?
that is my job today, so thank you. And I hope to see you more. I hope that will bring this
I've just confused you. Can you just get everyone to say hello to the minister to greet them?
Thank you very much.
They would like to hear one of the children.
I just want to start by just asking one question. Why everybody is here today? Why we are organizing this today? It's the vision that we're helping you to have. So you are leading this. It's very clear that you are having a real journey to transform everything to digitalization by 2030.
Hello, how are you?
If you want to do something, you cannot just dream it's going to happen overnight. You have to do tests, you have to do trials, you have to engage in workshops, you have to make expertise from around the world. You have to engage with the state-of-the-art satellite company that is really in our
What is your name?
We understand nature, we understand the local requirements, we have local presence in the market that can feed us about the requirements. But I think the most important thing I would like to go back to your speech about what the vision exactly and what you want to achieve. So for us as a business people, so if you consider us as a company that really building satellite, investing into local infrastructure, gateways, we have a lot of people working around the clock to make sure that the connectivity is working. At the same time, we get the state-of-art technology companies to bring such a scenario live. I know Saeed can enjoy everything down there, but I think the only problem with the sound because we are getting it from this device. And they don't have a proper mind that they can use it without speakers around this whole stuff can happen. But the idea is today, I think the achievement is to have those having a better education than previous ones. My time I didn't have an internet. When we had a dial-up, it was a fantastic thing that to have an internet connectivity. But to tell me today that students sitting 1,000 kilometers away from a quality education can enjoy the same quality of lesson as the one sitting in the capital, that's, I think, the success. And I know the headache of officials and leaders is how can I bring the best to the nation, to the generations, to how to create
better education, better health? How can I utilize a doctor to look after multiple clinics? How can I have one teacher that can teach the same lesson for multiple schools? I think the example you have highlighted during South Africa, during the COVID time, how the schools has been pushed. Everybody was pushed to go to the online system, and without a proper infrastructure, you will never be able to do so. So we are very thrilled to be part of this. I have met you, Your Excellency, a couple of times, and during every meetings, I understand your requirements. You always aiming for more, and that's even pushes us as a business to go back and think of, we have to come back with a different idea because you didn't like the previous one. And then always we look for technology that is state of art, but again affordable. Because I don't want to walk in the room and tell you, know what, I need a check of 6 digits. That's not the solution you are looking for. We need to work within the budget. We need to see how can we utilize that budget. How can we work with the local company, such as SATCOM, that they have the same vision. They would like to have a better Zimbabwean system in place. They want to contribute to the digital vision of the country. And they have the capability. They have the right staff. They have the right infrastructure. They have the mindset that is really easy to work with. And I think between the last visit we had, this couple of months, we were able to have an agreement, launch the service. We are here back again for the third time in a very short time. And that will not happen because of us. That will happen because of you, because of them, because of us, because everybody involved in this. And in order for us, I think, to make things happen, that's the only way to do it. There is no other way. You have to put a plan in place, you have to have a roadmap clear, you have to have an objective that we are all aiming to reach. In UAE, we have learned a lot about how can we get things done. It's not about dreaming of doing it. No, it's about how to plan to do it. I want to have the tallest tower in the country. Yes, it can be done, but you need to have a plan in order to do so. Today we are operating 5 satellites. I'm very happy to announce that we are even launching a new satellite. We told you about it last time. It's going to happen sometimes in October. This is going to bring to Zimbabwe state-of-art technology for the first time ever. And that will provide double speed that Netflix is requiring to do the connectivity and to do things. At the same time, we are launching state-of-art products coming as well to combine that. We spoke about the Skyphone last time. The Skyphone is here. This is the future. This is the only smart satellite phone available in the world today. I can tell you today with this, Zimbabwe is covered 100%. You don't have a single point in this country without coverage. If you don't have a coverage, just put this, you go to satellite. And everybody can still continue making the call, dual mode. After we met, we launched a roaming agreement with the operators in the country here. We are in the final stage. We're going to have two-way roaming with the country. That will also generate business. People roaming outside the Zimbabwe, they will be able to enjoy the connectivity of Thuraya and the roaming agreement we have with the world. And as well, we are pushing people to come here and roam, keeping the same number, and they don't get disrupted. With all this, I think, in place, we are planning to expand. And as we promised last time, after we... actually, I have to say a few words about you, because every time we sit in a table and there is a problem, she leads the negotiation. And I remember the first meeting we had in UAE, and we had some issues with another partner that we could not really reach the solution. She did it, and I would like to thank you. I think it's important for the leadership, because I think the vision was not about just solving a financial issue. It's just about to give us the confidence that we can still invest in Zimbabwe. We can still come over here and do a lot of things without even feeling not getting paid. That's not exactly the idea. And I think partner with the company that financially strong, they have the same mindset, the same vision, as well give us the ability to can just go. We don't want to stop. And I want to take a note here and say that we are connecting the 1,000 sites you are asking us to do as soon as possible.
Wow.
So these 1,000 sites are going to enjoy connectivity as soon as possible. This is my promise.
Wow.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and you will see us more and more. We are planning to expand and we will surprise you with a lot of